Today I'd like to talk about configuring widgets. Now, widgets is one of the easiest ways to customize your site outside of creating custom content. In fact, it may be easier than creating custom content. So let's look at how we're going to use widgets. And the first thing you know is widgets is actually kind of a two-part thing. First is your theme has to define a widget area or potentially multiple widget areas. And that's pretty common that they're going to have multiple widget areas for you to kind of customize even the theme itself outside of the customize tool that we looked at before. The second is that some widgets come with WordPress and some come with plugins that add a widget area to you. So let's take a look at both of these real quick. I'm going to come over here to Appearance and then go to Widgets. In this particular thing, you'll notice I just have footer widgets. So if I come here and I'm going to open up a tab, you'll see here I can create my website with blocks, and I see some just default content that's here. And then down at the bottom, I have my search, my recent post, and my recent comments. This is one of the themes that comes with WordPress. And I can control how my footer looks. Now, other themes, they can have dozens of widget areas. And I get a little bit overwhelmed when I see that many. Typically, 2 or 3 is pretty common. Sometimes you'll have some more just for some added flexibility with how you define your homepage, for example. So let's take a quick look at how we can change out these footer widgets real quick. So right now, like I said, we see a search, a recent post, and a recent comments. And I might say, I really don't care about my recent comments. So I'm just going to remove it. And the way I'm going to remove it is I've actually got 2 ways. I'm going to come over here and notice that when I click on a little down arrow, I have a place I can list a title for it, the number of comments to show. These just allow me to kind of configure the widget. And I can also click delete. And when I click delete, it's going to remove that widget from my widget area. Notice that there is not an undo. So just kind of be careful with that. Now, over here, I have some different options. I might say, well, I want to have a list of my categories. And I can click on that little drop down area. And these are my available widgets. So these are available to me, but they're not in a widget area. So they're not going to show up. But I can say, you know what? I want to add this widget. Boom. And I get my categories. In fact, if you notice, I don't have to do any saving or anything. It's automatically saved for me. So if I come here and I reload this screen, come down to my bottom, gone is my recent comments. Here is my categories. And right now, because I haven't set up any categories, I just have my one default uncategorized. So here's my recent post. I want to show you how we can modify that. You'll notice on my screen here, it just says recent post, and I have hello world. But I can come over here and change my title. So for example, I'm going to change it to things we're talking about and click save. Now, anytime I do have little changes I make to these widget areas, I do have to click their save button. Refresh it and notice it comes up things we're talking about. So if I look at this, I've got a large variety of built-in widgets I can use. Everything from adding some plain text and tag clouds, etc., to be able to use some plugins to really increase the number of widgets I have. And I can do things like adding calendars. I can do things like adding most popular post, and just a wide variety of things, all by just choosing my widgets. Now, a lot of times widgets are going to be done on a sidebar, but what widget areas we have is dependent upon the theme. So if we don't have the widget areas that we're wanting or needing, we'll need to look at either how do we modify the theme itself or how do we pick a new theme, which is what we're going to talk about next.